Yale University says they spend roughly $700 million a year directly on the city of New Haven, including through employing residents and other initiatives. But the mayor of New Haven says that's not enough.
They recently posted a $203 million profit in a time when economically states and cities around the nation are being crushed.
Mayor Elicker projects a $13.2 million deficit for the current fiscal year, due in large part, he says, to COVID-19.
On top of major cuts that we experienced last year in every department,
including the police department, which lost a significant number of officer positions.
And I believe very strongly that Yale University needs to play its part in ensuring that the city that it calls home thrives.
Yale notes it made a $12 million voluntary payment during fiscal year 2020 to the city, which the university says is the highest from a university to a host city anywhere in the U.S. But the mayor says the school has actually contributed to the financial problems.
60% of the property in New Haven is non-taxable. Overwhelmingly, that property is the university's property.
It's a question of ethics and responsibility, Elicker says, and he believes it's in the best interest of Yale.
Yale wants to be in a city that's thriving. Yale does not want to see the kind of crime that we have, and Yale needs to play a role, a significant role, in addressing that.
Mayor Elicker says he and Yale University President Peter Salovey are having conversations about the city's request. In New Haven, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.